They will give you always the best rate.
They connect to Binance, HitBTC, LMAX, and Kraken.
What I like about SwissBorg is that they have an amazing app.
Pow Wow, yo yippee yay guys, power number 12. Super excited to be with you guys today. We're gonna dive into the love of the community, then talk about the markets, where we're heading, and always talk about the wonderful ecosystem that we're building at SwissBorg. As you guys know, if you want to be part of the lovely family picture, just tweet and we'll make it happen. Question of the week. What does made in Switzerland, owned by the world mean? As you guys know, from the Genesis or ICO, it was based in Switzerland. And that's why we always kept the beautiful world of SwissBorg. But what does owned by the world mean? Well, it means that as an ecosystem, especially when you're on the blockchain, you cannot be owned by a country. You have to be owned by your community. And thanks to you guys, today we are owned in a decentralized manner where we have over 80,000 SwissBorg token holders that are in more than 150 countries around the world, which is really, really cool. And I think so this makes a lot about how we're developing our ideas, how the new governance models are putting into action with our referendums with the SB Nation, and going forward, how we're going to build all this together. Talking about lovely community, guys, it's been really a real awesome to witness all these lovely pictures of you guys on Twitter with all the beautiful Borgs. I mean, I really love it, from the fox to the coin to lately the last tweets as well. I really want to thank, the fact when CZ asked about what coins you want to get listed, a beautiful art design was made out of a Japanese lovely community member. Thanks as well to Glavin Dennis, who's always supporting SwissBorg and really putting this cool Yoda ecosystem. I think so maybe the new Cyborg should be a mix between Yoda and actually our beautiful Cyborg. For those who don't have your profiles yet with the SwissBorg mention, just do it. Let's make it happen. Everyone that has a really cool pick will be sending swag, and there's really cool swag about to happen. We're coming to our stores very shortly, and we might have like a competition where maybe the nicest one, we do an NFT out of it, and we could do an auction where the money could go eventually to a charity of the person of choice. So please, guys, I invite all of you to change your Twitter profiles and put a Borg behind you guys, the CHSB or something green, whatever you feel like. Thank you so much for it. Talking about our lovely community, if you want to be part of our awesome team, we have a lot of new positions that are open. Head of product design, as I mentioned last week, but DeFi analyst, there's a lot of new jobs. If you want to be part, just apply, make it happen, and do what you want to do with SwissBorg. And if you have any friends, please refer them. You could earn up to $3,000 worth of SwissBorg tokens for that. News of the week. It's been definitely a very hyped week. One of the biggest announcements, obviously, is Visa. Visa is going to accept USDC as a collateral of payments, which means that they will not be working with banks anymore, but they will actually be working in settlement of crypto. This is a massive news for mass adoption. It really is the corner saying that not the small guys of fintech, but the biggest guys in the payments, PayPal, but as well Visa, now will be settling again in crypto. And that is a massive game changer. We're super happy and super proud of being those that accepted USDC at an early stage. And we are very strong believers that Visa will enable more and more mass adoption there. Obviously, NFT is being as well booming. There's a lot of things happening with museums, artists, everyone getting into it. And is it a bubble? Hard to say. What I know is that if you want to go in NFT, the subjective art could go up and down. But the great use cases such as Engine, those have real backing, huge cases within the video games industry, and those ones will be worth it. Then talking about as well Elon Musk, I think so that helped a lot recently for Bitcoin little spike, which is that not only they're being accepting Bitcoins as a mean of payments, but they'll be keeping it for their treasury. So each time you buy a Bitcoin, a Tesla with a Bitcoin or more than a Bitcoin, essentially Tesla, or at least Elon Musk, is saying that he will then keep it on their treasury balance. So what we see today at 15% of their treasury, maybe if there's a big amount of crypto holders buying Tesla, that will even bring a better use case, and that treasury from 15% might go one day to maybe say 30, 40, who knows where it could go. So that is something really, really good. Shout out to Tether team that has been really growing. Obviously Tether, if you guys know, it's a blockchain layer infrastructure that enables a lot of streaming of video games into their chain. They've been really growing. Good luck to that team. Last but not least, I think so, interest rates at Mongo markets used to be 74% and now they're just like few basis points. This really shows that a lot of hype is around these new different DeFi protocols, but usually these rates are not sustainable. So you have big, essentially whales that go and essentially start yield farming those platforms, but unfortunately that never lasts very long, and those projects then usually lose a lot of appetite, and that's why SwissBorg is here to make sure that we're active enough to get the highest yield with the best return at all time. Market updates. Well, as we know, Bitcoin is channeling between 52,000 and 60,000, and we're going back and forth, and that is usually patterns that happen very often when markets are sideways. What are we looking for? Well, there's the ETF, obviously, of Bitcoin, which might be the catalyst for the next massive Bitcoin season. And right now, there's some good news and bad news, as we talked about with Tesla and USDC. Things are going up and down, but it's hard to find where we'll be heading in the next couple of days and weeks. If it happens that SEC does approve ETF, then we are probably going to break the support and the resistance of 60,000. Until that, there's not huge news. I don't see the market going any times as we are. Obviously, Tesla has been a great news as well. Market update about Ethereum. Well, Ethereum, obviously, I think so. This was a huge thing for Ethereum because, Ethereum 2.0 not being on the market, layer 2s that are trying to get to the market, but unfortunately optimism as one that it was not so optimistic. Unfortunately, that did not get to be launched in the next month, but probably going to be delayed until next summer. But USDC, taking consideration that they're like, whatever the gas prices, we want to remain on Ethereum and not go on Binance Smart Chain or Polkadot or whatsoever. I think so that has been a great play for Ethereum, and we could see that there's always a huge community at Ethereum, and most probably right now, it's still hard to see if we're going to break that 1875 resistance. There's still good momentum and great hopes, especially with layer 2 infrastructures. CHSB is consolidating. Obviously, we had a massive bull run 2-3 weeks ago. People want to know where it's heading. Obviously, community premium is one of the big lasting feature about the SwissBorg token. We have plenty of other good news, obviously, that are not going to be mentioned today, but hopefully very soon. Right now, the volume has been a little bit lower than what it is. I think so people are always waiting for the big announcements to happen. And in other news, I think so, which is really great, is that we're seeing more and more institutional-based investors that are looking into how to profit into the next IPOs of crypto exchanges such as Coinbase, such as eToro, such as Kraken. And a lot of people have been talking about this for us for the last 2 months. Obviously, we're not ready to do an IPO. We want people to be into the ecosystem with our tokens. So we have a lot of interest from institutional players. Hopefully we'll catch up soon about that. Last but not least, financial markets and leverage. This being a use case that we should maybe remind ourselves that leverage is good if you know how to control. It's like speed. Some people are very comfortable driving a Lamborghini, but some other people will crash it in a wall within a few minutes. And I think so it goes the same with leverage. Leverage could help in order to hedge your portfolio, in order to boost your performance. But if you play with a lot of leverage, there's always a high chance that unfortunately you will get wrecked. So please be aware that derivatives is a great way to enhance your portfolio, but at the same time, it's the greatest danger for anyone to go bust. And we've seen that for most economical crises out of 20 years has done through futures and leverage in general. And right now, there was a big family office at a bank that had 500% leverage on stocks, and look what happened. With Viacom crisis, it had a cascade. Margin call just got right after. They all got hit. And now there was, a loss of 33 billion. A lot of these banks, such as UBS, Morgan Stanley, Deutsche Bank, and others, have unfortunately really, and Credit Suisse Nomura has really fallen down because they are the ones paying essentially the bill for that high leverage. And just to remind you guys, again, 87, 98, 2008, it's always about leverage. So if you guys are using futures and leverage, please be aware it's fun in bull times and bear times. It could literally make that you lose all the money, even maybe owe money to the counterparty that actually lending, that's not able to liquidate your positions. SwissBorg product updates. Obviously, guys, you love this part, so let's make the most fun of it. Announcement of last week, obviously, was Uniswap. Uniswap, one of the best decentralized exchange, if it's not the best decentralized exchange. We list it. Why? Because we believe in it. We believe it's a great ecosystem. It's a great token. And it's still, even though it did already 7x in the span of last 7 months, it's still a great investment to have within the long form, right? Because it has a great utility and has a great ecosystem with it. And obviously, Uniswap version 3, even if optimism is not going to happen yet, most probably will still enable people would have lower fees to start to get into crypto. And I think that's something that is really important, especially very important for democratization of crypto wealth management, such as we're doing at SwissBorg. Pour tous les Français, les francophones, super news, notre site arrive en français. Ça veut dire que probablement que l'app va sortir aussi un de ces quatre, comme vous le savez. It's really great news. We do know we have a strong French community, and the first step is you to get used to our website, and then hopefully soon our wealth app will be developed, et vous serez tous très heureux de pouvoir enfin utiliser notre application de façon la plus intuitive possible. Other update as well is Crypto Challenge. You guys have been 2 years now, 2 years birthday that you've been playing this wonderful game, which was the community app, and we're gonna launch it very soon. A really cool, slick new interface that enables people to participate, to learn and earn in the best way possible. We're testing it as we speak, so I'm forecasting on a daily basis. Are there some bugs? Of course. So we are revisiting it on a daily basis, making sure that the experience is good, which means that the launch will happen this summer. Very excited about that, and obviously it'll be a great way to grow even more our ecosystem, bring new newbies, and have more competition on a shorter time frame. You'll be able to see a list of your friends. It's going to be really cool way, again, to provide a very great edutainment tool like we always like to do at SwissBorg. DeFi, Ethereum versus Binance Smart Chain. Who is going to be the leader of that? You know what? I'm not even going to talk about it. It's going to be Anthony. Welcome to Anthony here.
Okay, so today we're going to discuss DeFi and we're going to discuss Ethereum. So as you guys may probably aware, the transaction cost of Ethereum has goes bananas. And it's a very high barrier to adoption for the Ethereum blockchain. And as a consequence, we see more and more protocol trying to compete with Ethereum, and of course the most famous one at the moment, the most competitive one, is the Binance Smart Chain. So let's review maybe what's going on with Ethereum, and especially what's going on with yield farming on Ethereum. When you look at the DeFi space, there is, and especially the yield farming space, there is always 3 components that are really the bricks, the fundamental bricks of the yield farming on Ethereum. One of them is Compound and Aave, of course. So this protocol does offer some kind of credit market for the Ethereum blockchain, and most of the other projects are relying on these 2 projects to build their own strategies. Then you have the Ion Finance Vault. So André Cronji, sorry for the pronunciation, is most probably the well-known person in the DeFi space at the moment. If you don't know him, go on Twitter, follow him. He's really the guy that is one of the pioneers of the most advanced strategy in yield farming. So you should really know him. And the Ion Finance, which is his main protocol, so the main project of André, has been one of the most inspiring projects so far in the blockchain space when it's come to DeFi. So check it out. It's really a solid project. And the last one, which is an inspiration of Uniswap, of course, is SushiSwap. And SushiSwap implements the very, very fundamental brick of decentralized exchange. So as you can see, Ethereum is always the space, as we see right now, where there is the most innovation. So most of the projects that are then copied by the other blockchain are based on Ethereum. This is where you see the strongest community, the most active community, and where you see the brightest mind of the industry. So Ethereum is still a leader in terms of innovation, but there is this main barrier where only wealth can really be active on Ethereum. So if we look, for example, at what yield farming is on Ethereum, we can take the example of SushiSwap. So SushiSwap, again, is a decentralized exchange. So what they want to do, they want the user to bring liquidity that then they can offer exchange capacity to other users. So in a nutshell, you have two sides of the coin. On one hand, you can be someone that just want to exchange, for instance, is Ethereum for USDC, and you are basically a basic user of SushiSwap. But on the other hand, you can become a liquidity provider. And by becoming a liquidity provider, you accept that you will give to SushiSwap, so you will stake in SushiSwap an amount of USDC and an amount of Ethereum to allow anyone to come and perform the exchange. And to do so, then what SushiSwap is offering is an incentivizing program where they really incentivize anyone to come to the platform and offer the Ethereum and USDC, and in exchange for providing this liquidity, they will receive their own token. So it's a very, very, it's somehow this is a very complex strategy because you have to manage something that is called impermanent loss, that is something more complex that we're not going to discuss today. But in a nutshell, there is some risk involved with providing liquidity to a decentralized exchange. So to compensate that loss, right, that's potential loss, that potential risk, what the SushiSwap is doing, they give you their governance token that is the Sushi token. And because it has become very, very well known, and now SushiSwap, it's this very famous exchange with a lot of liquidity on it. You have additional protocols or additional strategy that come to SushiSwap and offer what we call vault. And vaults are basically strategies that help farmer, like people that want to, in exchange for providing liquidity, they want to extract the juice in a way, which is the governance token of SushiSwap. They help to optimize this strategy. So in a nutshell, you have the base layer, which is the protocol. It could be Uniswap, it could be SushiSwap, and on top of that, you have a vault, a yield that really optimize, that do the very tiring job of yield farming for you. And one of the famous example in the Ethereum space is Harvest.finance. So I invite you guys to check it out. This is an optimization basically of someone that will simply offer liquidity on SushiSwap. And you have many of them. Yearn is doing the same with Curve.fe, and that's what we call yield farming.
Last week, huge call for SwissBorg. It was amazing to announce the 50 national councils at SwissBorg. SwissBorg Nation is taking place, and it was really amazing experience last week. We had a lot of people around the world, a lot of people from Switzerland, but a lot of people from Kazakhstan, out of Europe, in Canada and Brazil, a little bit from a lot of different places around the globe. And it was amazing to see how people obviously were very happy about SwissBorg token and appreciating. But more than that, they were happier that they were part since the day one of our ICO, and see how this baby has gone from an idea to a great ecosystem. And it was really great to see how, the values and the mission, how it's important for them than just financial gains. And that's really what we're doing here. And I really want to thank the 50, obviously, that got elected, and everyone around the community that really has these great values of democratizing wealth management by making it fair, fun, and community-centric, as we say. And I think so, what I really liked when one of the story was this wonderful lady out of Kazakhstan. Very funny, by the way. She was explaining that she participated in 5 different ICOs, and 4 of them went to zero, 2 of them were scams, and and 2 of them just didn't happen. Didn't happen well. And she said, thanks to you guys at SwissBorg today, I'm able to send my son to university. And I think so, more and more I've gotten a lot of these net messages recently of people being able to buy a car, a scooter, a house, or refurbish something, or send their kid to do an MBA or whatsoever. And that is really what I like the most to hear about it. So here in comment in the YouTube video, please share what this ecosystem has enabled you to do recently. Have you been able to cash out some of your tokens or not? Are you keeping them? Why? And what's your dream about SwissBorg? SwissBorg Wealth app in the data. These stats are quite insane. So out of the last 10 months, we have retained 80% of users, premium users. That means that people are connecting at least once a day on a daily basis, which is really, really, really high. It really shows that the premium people are really into SwissBorg and enjoying really the Wealth app, which is great. There's been 200,000 reward ticket earned so far, which is great. 306,000 users that download the app and are using the app. 1.3 billion assets under management. Total yield payout has been done already 3,200,000 times, which is crazy. Last but not least, we had a net fund flow of $60 million last week, which really shows again that we are growing as an ecosystem. Smart yield in the stats. We have 80,000 Ether, which is crazy. 183 Ether has been already paid out, $71 million in USDC, and we have roughly 1.5 million that has been already earned by our users. That is insane amount of money. We have combined together 44,000 people that are yielding today, which is really, really great. And I wanted to thank all of you guys for trusting Fred. SwissBorg in data, we have close to 5,000 people into the premium, which is great. We're growing at a 103 pace for the last few weeks or so. We have almost 18% of total CHSB staked into that, 43% of CHSB staked into the yield. Road to top 50, 79%. We lost a little bit momentum, but that's okay. We'll get back very soon. 1.8 million in the protect and burn, which is very, very good. Last but not least, we are number 80 around the world, which is a good number. We have to get closer to the 50, so let's move it on, guys. Which brings us to the community and what is it? Is it 7.5, 7.6? It's 8.1, guys. Really good. CHSB and the volume has not as grown as the last weeks. The activity on the app as well, we have a little bit less than 2,000 people that are onboarding on a daily basis, which is still fantastically good. Social media keeping up. Thank us for the thumbs up, comment, and share. DO going extremely well, and the community app lost a little bit of some momentum. Tomorrow night is crypto night with the part 2, Sami Loyal. Last week we talked about more about ideology. Today we're going to talk. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the markets, trading, what's his best tips. So please look at it carefully. This kid is only 19 years old and has already been very successful in his life. Shout out to Sami again. Looking forward to talk to you soon. And for those who are going to be participating tomorrow night in the Crypto Nights live, well, please make sure that you are going to be winning one of these cool swag that Cyrus is showcasing right now with really cool style. Guys, it's been another phenomenal week. 8.1 score is still something that is very, very high. If you look at our median, it was 5.5 for the of 2020. So I think so we're doing extremely well. Obviously, the release of the community, the crypto challenge is going to be something really, really great. The French version, obviously, that's going to be a huge, great way to convert a lot of our wonderful Francophone community members to engage more, just to download and get this first experience into crypto. Markets are a little bit sideways, and it's try to look at what's going to be the next shift in the next weeks. Hopefully this new rally would be coming from the BTC ETF, which might be a huge catalyst. And overall as ecosystem, I mean, we're over 300,000 today enjoying the app, 80,000 CHSB token holders, new all-time high scores as you've seen, and all of that thanks to you guys. So I really wanted, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. Be happy, be wealthy, and trust your wonderful CHSB. Take care, guys. Love you. Bye.
Whether you want to buy 100 Bitcoins or 10 euros, you can always get the best price execution.